Good afternoon, y'all. Today is Sunday. I think it's September 17th, maybe, or something like that. Uh, and it's a wonderful, beautiful day outside, but very hot. Humidity's back up again. We had a couple of weeks of really nice, cool weather in the 70s, and we got spoiled to that. But summer's back again, and it will probably be here for another 2 or 3 weeks at least, I'm thinking. I went to church this morning, had a wonderful worship time, and I'm hoping that for those of you who are also people of faith that you were able to go to church today. And if you're not a person of faith, then I hope that you've had a nice, peaceful, restful day with lots of joyful moments in it. I have several things I want to tell y'all today. I hope I can remember them all. The first thing, before I forget it, is that last time I was here, I told you I was having a giveaway for some patterns and one of the bags that I make. And I worked on that before I started this because, in fact, I did it a couple of days ago. Wasn't sure I could figure out how to do the random picker thing for comments. Last time I tried to do that, the comments that were on there that I put on that I had answered other people's comments, I kept winning it myself. So I tried it a little bit different this time. And so I've already done that. And here is my winner. Stitching is my happy place. And if you would please email me, I'm going to put my email address in the box down below. And if you would please email me your handle name, I guess is what you can call that, and your real name and mailing address, then I'll get that package off to you this week. I've been keeping my great-grandson, Cade, who is 5 months old and over 15 pounds, 3 or 4 days a week since school started. And that limits the times I can get to the post office. But this week I don't have him but 2 days, so I should be able to get there fairly early in the week as soon as I hear from you. So let me get that out to you as quick as I can. Also, last time I told y'all what a dilemma I was in because I had cataloged my patterns and discovered how many I really had, more than I remembered, and so I was going to try to cut back on that. I was going to try to sell some patterns, and I did, and maybe just buy one pattern for each 2 patterns that I sold. Well, y'all, I'm a math person. My bachelor's degree was in math, and that when I looked at that I thought, well, that's not really right. What if I sell 2 patterns for $2 a piece? Then that shouldn't allow me to go buy one that's $36. Not that I buy many $36 patterns, but I have 1 or 2. More likely they're $10 or $12. So I decided a more fair way to do that, which of course gives me a little bit more leeway, was that I would only use the money for items that I sold. So that included my patterns, and it also included my project bags that I sell, and things like that. I also sold a kind of a large item out of my sewing room that I had not been using, and so I put that money towards my stash money. And I have bought a couple of patterns, but not many. In fact, I didn't even bring those in here with me. I forgot that. But I also bought a couple of pieces of fabric, but I'm still holding steady in that money. I have a good little bit left over. I'll show you some things that I bought in just a little bit. But that's where I am with my pattern money. So I'm still trying. I'm still working on it, y'all. I have some FFOs. I think I showed you last time Liberty by Brenda Gervais, and I got it framed. Now it is fully finished. It could stay just like this, but I offset it just a tiny bit. You'll notice that this side is a little wider than this side. I'm looking for a pin or a button or even a needle minder that I could put right here, because I have some really strong magnets that would go with this pattern. I don't really know what I want. It's already got a flag on it, so I'm not sure I want a flag, but I want something red, white, and blue to add to this. This frame is one that I picked up at a thrift shop somewhere, and I really like it. I like bringing in the gold into this piece. I've had someone ask me to sell them this piece, and I have agreed to do that, but I have not heard back from her. And so if I don't, I may offer that one. But it sure is a pretty pattern. You know, when you have those patterns that you really, really like, and you kind of have a hard time getting rid of them, don't you? At least I do. I also showed you before Boo. It's not Boo. That's not the name of it. I forget what the name of it is. This is, I think, is a Brenda Gervais pattern too. And I wanted a pillow. I decided out of this. Here we go. So, and I looked and looked and looked at fabric and could not for the life of me decide on anything that I really, really liked to use as sashing. I was going to make it just a little bit larger. So I finally ended up just making a simple pattern. I tried white rickrack and black rickrack, and I tried some mini pom-poms. I didn't like any of that. I simply backed it with this white herringbone pattern. It's white on white or cream on cream. I'm not sure which it is. Anyway, and I like that. It's gonna look really good on one of my chairs in my living room and be just perfect, I think, on there. So I'm real pleased with that one too. I also finished this ornament, Gingerbread Cookie. I think maybe I was working on that last time. Y'all know I don't remember that. I'm 70. And you know, I can't be saying that much longer because I have a birthday coming in a couple of weeks. October 1st, I'll be 71. So I'm switching. Y'all won't have to hear me say I'm 70 anymore. I'll be saying I'm 71. Anyway, I made a little ornament. Used white rickrack on that for the outside and also for the little ornament hanger. And rickrack just, you know, I can't get that stuff to stop raveling on the edges. So, and I'm not good at ornaments, hangers, any of those things. I put a little snowflake button on top of it so it kind of hides the ragged edges. I could have put that inside the seam. I don't know why I didn't. I wasn't thinking. And I also finished this Prairie Schooler. I'm sorry, I do not remember what year this is. I love it. I think it's just adorable. I went straight by Vanna's tutorial of how she does her Prairie Schooler Santas. And I loved her ribbon, but I didn't have any of that and couldn't find any actually at Hobby Lobby. But I had this, and I think I even almost like this better. But anyway, again, I'm not good at ribbon. I'm not good at bows, but I got it on there. And up in the tree, it's not going to show. But on the back of this one, I put a little cross. Just a touch of love on that. And then my final FFO is one I finished since my last video. What is this called? Halloween Delivery, Plum Street Samplers. And this is what I did with it. This is a tray that I got at Hobby Lobby. It was unfinished and I spray painted it black. And then I used foam board in the bottom. I cut a piece to fit the bottom and put quilt batting. I used fusible interface on the back of this, but also I used some quilt batting and pinned it all around the sides to make sure it was straight. And I'm totally in love with this piece. I'm going to keep it propped up, maybe on my mantle. Not sure about that. Haven't decided. That's all my finishes for this time. Whips. I'm only working on 2. Y'all, I'm down to 7 whips. I think that's a miracle. I didn't even have whips before I started Flosstube. I just did one at a time usually, except for the one that I hated and ended up throwing away. I kept it for a long time, so I did have that as a whip. But I now have 7, down from 12, I think. And I have this inner battle going on. I want to stitch everything right now. And so I just want to start them all. But then when I do that, when I start a bunch of things, I feel like they're hanging over my head, and I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of having all those whips. Anyway, it's a battle. What can I say? Early Americans. This one is on Tin Roof Gingham. I had skipped Nathan Hale last time that you saw this. Oh, geez, I can't tell what you can see. And I had done the middle block, the Freedom one. So I've gone back and started Nathan Hale, and I've made some pretty good progress on him. I have Patrick Henry. But he's going to have to wait a little while. In fact, I think I'm going to a retreat in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area the first weekend in November. And I'm thinking I may save Patrick and the next one that comes out to take to that retreat with me. And that may be my retreat work. Like I would get all that done while I was there. You know that's not happening. Too much talking on my part. I also, geez, I don't know where I put this pattern either. Halloween Menagerie is the name of the pattern, and I don't remember the designer. And it's a whole long row of little Halloween motifs. But I'm doing a couple of them separately. I didn't take this off the hook. This is the first one that I finished. These little crows. 1 thread over 2 with mostly DMC, but a couple of overdyes thrown in there. And then I'm working on this one, which is a cat. And he'll have a pumpkin right here. Don't you love his tail? Love his tail. I've been sewing. I told y'all, this is about the 3rd time I told you, I'm trying to clean this sewing room out. I was a quilter for many, many years, and I have a lot of really nice fabric that I need to use, that I would like to use. And so I've been making a bunch of bags. I drug out Halloween fabric and decided I would make a bunch of those. And I've sold a few. I'm still selling them if anybody's interested. Some of these I will sell, but some of these are gifts. They're going to be sent off to some people. Now this one I just finished. Looks very plain, but you got to look at this fabric. Look at these knitters. Look at those eyes. Adorable. Adorable. There's another little sneak peek of them. And some more stitching ladies down here. And this is the back of this one. They're having tea, I believe. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? I love this fabric. It's an Alexander Henry. It's not a new fabric. It's been out for a while. In fact, I don't even know if it's being produced right now. It was for a couple of years. And I have some more of it. I have a piece with a white background. Same motifs, but with a white background. And I've kind of been hoarding it. But I have somebody in mind for that one that it's going to go to. These are smaller ones that are going to be gifted. This one has a little orange polka dot lining. Look at these spiders. Too cute. And this one has, what kind of lining do I put? Oh yeah. Cute. Cute, cute. And then I had some spider web fabric that I wanted to use up. So these are actually, these fold over ones are all using Vanna's tutorial, and that's orange polka dot lining, orange button, and this one also has the same lining. These two are really kind of big, and I used an orange polka dot button. This is a little wool heart for needles. I think I showed you this one before. This is my black cats with rickrack, and it has a solid gray lining. Here's some fabric you haven't seen before. Look at this. Isn't that cute? I made a quilt using some of this fabric, and it's adorable. I should show that to you. It has a zipper on top, same lining as the others, and on the back I snuck in a little piece of the polka dot. And then you can tell I had a big piece of that polka dot, can't you? And then more black cats, again with some polka dot trim and lining. I haven't sewn another thing but bags. I just got so involved in those and loved them. I went to the thrift store, and look at this. I have a pattern. In fact, I have about 10 that are just snowflakes, and every snowflake is different. And the snowflakes, depending on the fabric, should fit perfectly inside this 25-cent frame that I found. And I'm going to try to match this thread, I think, to make my little snowflake. And this is a needlepoint piece that was $1. Oh, sorry about that light, y'all. It's glaring, isn't it? There we go. A little better, harder to see. This piece is kind of dark, but I think it's going to be really pretty at Christmas. And then I went to a different thrift store than what I've been to before. It's one where I take things quite often, but I usually just take them and drop them off. And I haven't been into this one. But I got lucky, and I ran across, look at all these leaflets, 25 cents a piece. Now, obviously, these are older leaflets, but they have some really sweet things on them. This would be just an adorable little pillow for a little girl, or it would make a sweet little pillow for when you lose a tooth. You could put a little pocket on the back. This one is, here, let me see this side of it. Little bitty small motifs, cute little dog and cat. Again, small things. I'm thinking this little horse, right, this little carousel horse would be a nice little Christmas ornament. And I may sell some of these too. I've tried to start an Amazon little shop, but I haven't quite figured out the last step of that. So I'm working on it. If I ever get there, I'll let you know. This one is called Quilts in a Day, and they're all little quilt blocks. I think these would be really, really cute for adobo, all the different little quilt blocks. And there are more in here. This has quite a few in there. This one is supposed to be used with waste canvas. That's what it was designed for. However, you don't have to do that. You can use this with regular canvas. Good Pumpkin. He'd make a nice little small as well. And on this other side, there's a sheep that I like. These were for jars, more little ornaments. And somebody the other day was asking about a unicorn. Look here. If you're the one that was asking about a unicorn pattern, email me, because that was a really good one. And if any of your husband's sons, or if you like to hunt, bird hunt, those might be nice. More bread covers. Remember, I talked about bread covers before. My girls made me some, and one of my followers on here sent me a book that had more in it. This one is called The Quilting Bee, and it has some more quilt blocks on it. So there would be plenty of choices if somebody wanted to do adobo with all of those. Lana from Till the Last Stitch. Hi, Lana. I just love Lana. Had stitched this pattern right here, work boots. It's beautiful, y'all. It's just really beautiful. And I admired it, and she sent me this booklet with that pattern in it. And then when I was at the thrift shop, it showed up again. So I'm certainly going to send this one on to somebody. If you're interested in it, let me know. This one's called Yesterday's Country. Odds and ends of things. I like the barrel. I don't know why. I just like the barrel. This one is a Christmas one. Tiny Christmas, it says. And it has really tiny, you can't see them, but on this tree there are lots of little bitty motifs of Santa face and candy cane. And I think back when I was stitching in the late 70s that I may have had that pattern. This one is another waste canvas that's supposed to be for workout clothes. But again, here bunnies working out. Those could be used on anything. This one I really like. Vegetables. Aren't those pretty colors? I think so. This is a cricket collection. One, and I don't really know what all of these are. Bits and pieces. One says simplicity is seldom simple. This is for needles and pins, and it has a sewing machine here and scissors, threads, more quilt blocks, sheep. So lots of little things. And then I found this book called Holly Jolly Christmas for plastic canvas. But as you well know, they're just cross-stitch patterns and could be adapted. Let me show you. This, not that one. They have some for Kleenex boxes. You know, the little square Kleenex boxes. Oh, and look here. This one is just joy. Well, that could just be a sweet little ornament. So there are lots of different things in here. I think I paid $1 for that. It's the best I remember. So, that's about it. I don't think I know anything else. I have, I know you probably don't remember, but I did stitch the 12 Days of Christmas from Plum Street Samplers, and I've had those done for 1.5 years. I fully finished 4 of them. I have the other 8 on my sewing machine right now. 2 of them are stitched and 6 need to be stitched. That's going to be what I do this afternoon. And then I'm going to stuff those. I've been putting a burgundy cording around the outside edge. In fact, I'll show you one. Here's how I've been finishing those. But I'm out of this cording, so I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow when I can go see if I can search some of that out and try to finish the rest of those. And then I have one other one that still needs to be fully finished, and that's a Lizzie Kate Oh Christmas Tree that I showed you last time, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to get that done this week too. I'm not going to have Kate until Thursday, so I have a couple of days. I have a meeting on Wednesday. I have a couple of days that I think I can probably work on that. So I hope you are all getting to do a lot of stitching. I haven't done as much as normal for me because by the time I get the baby about 7:15 in the morning and he leaves about 4:30. So by the time I fix dinner and clean up the kitchen and take a shower and get my pajamas on, I'm almost too tired to stitch. I try to do a little bit, but I'm prone to making mistakes if I'm not careful. So, oh, I forgot one other thing. Y'all, I got a gift. Don't let me go without showing you this. This is from Allie in Australia, Allie's Stitching Studio. I admired a pattern that she had stitched called Raspberry Homecoming. It was so beautiful stitched up, and she sent me the pattern. And not only did she send me the pattern, but she sent me a little cross-stitch guest towel, some fabric. Look at this colorful stuff. Y'all be jealous. Can't you just see that with a spring pillow? And some charm squares, different ones for trimming little pillows and pincushions when I get those made. She sent me some threads, some pearl cottons. Look at these two pretty colors. Aren't those pretty? And I've never seen this rickrack. It's a variegated red and white. You know, I could use that on that Lizzie Kate. It's going to be perfect for a Christmas one. I'm just not sure which one, but I'm going to be looking. Anyway, thank you, Allie, for that. And then I think that really is it. So, hope y'all have a good rest of the day and a great week coming up. And I hope to spend part of my week watching videos. Cade actually loves watching videos on my iPad. He particularly likes Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trail. He tries to grab her off of the iPad. It's really kind of funny to watch. I don't know if he thinks she looks like someone he knows or what it is, but he loves her. So we'll be watching that when he gets fussy. All right, y'all have a great week. Bye-bye.